next guy that's coming, that is standing on stage right next to me, who's also our MC. I love how he tells a story about us meeting. I'm going to tell you my first impression with Frank. About 4 years ago, I think it was, Chris, we used to do all these videos and hashtag best hair, don't care. And then I met Frank Lopes, and I realized, well, I can't use that hashtag anymore. And second best hair, don't care, just doesn't have the same ring to it. This guy, who is so humble, was I don't know if I want to steal your thunder. Listen, this guy did the marketing for Gary Vaynerchuk before Gary was doing it for himself. Frank Lopes is a guy that for those of you that don't know him, not only is he a guy that absolutely knows what he's talking about, but he's a guy that will do anything for you. If you've got him in your phone, which you probably should by the end of these 2 days, this is somebody you can call on for anything. And he'll not only become a great person in your life to help you with your business, but I can say he'll become probably one of your closest friends. Would y'all do me a favor? Put your hands together and give a very warm welcome to our MC and one of my favorite human beings in the world, Mr. Frank J. Lopes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I may be a little cumbersome here because I got a clicker, I got a mic, I got a whole bunch of shit going on, and so if I suddenly start talking like this, just bear with me really quick. I need to do this properly and to bring the most value to you all, I need to get a little context of the room. Okay, so just by a show of hands, how many salespeople do we have in the room right now? How many people in management at a dealership? Okay, perfect. So, which means that it's almost 50-50, which means you just made it 10 times harder on me. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it because my life's not hard enough. Now I got to bring it down the middle, but that's okay because, I absolutely love what Matt said's 100% right. I absolutely love bringing value, and I absolutely love, you see, it's already starting. And I absolutely love just it sounds stupid, right? Maybe a little cliche or whatever, but I love giving. I love the fact that I can do something for somebody. I honestly don't expect anything in return except that if I give you a gift or I give you some knowledge, I just want you to use it. That's the main thing. And for me, it's most important that our industry is preserved. Number one, that it's preserved. And then number two, that it continues to grow. Because I don't know if you all noticed or not, but there's a couple people out there that they don't like what we do. Right? And they want to get in our space. Anybody see these people around yet? Yeah. No, Dan's never seen them before because Dan lives under a damn fucking rock. But yeah, I know. But we're not going to let these people take over, are we? This is where you go, no. The bikers are looking better and better every minute, guys. They're looking better and better every minute. So thank you, buddy. You know my fee. So what I want all of you to do, just write down just one thing. Everybody's got pen. Everybody's got paper, right? I want everybody just to write this down. Why should I buy from you? I don't want you to answer it, but I want you just to write that down. Why should I buy from you? That is the question that everyone in this room, all of our sponsors as well. Hey, let's give a big hand for our sponsors. Nobody did that yet. Without sponsors, our tickets all cost a lot more money, so thank you to all our sponsors. But this goes for our sponsors, this goes for managers, this goes for dealers, this especially goes for salespeople on the floor. Why should I buy from you? That is the question that every single day when you wake up, that should be the first thing that's on your mind. Why should somebody buy from me? Why should somebody do business with me? Why should somebody trust me with a $20, $30, $40, $50, $60,000 purchase? It's already been said 4 or 5 times, right? Second largest purchase of a person's life. Why should they trust you? Why should they buy from you? I firmly believe that if you cannot answer the question, why buy, you will die. And it's not going to be like, it's not going to be one of these long, drawn-out type of things or anything like that. You will die. No flying under the radar, none of that kind of stuff. Our entire industry needs to answer that question. Because there's a lot of other people out there who will answer it for us, and it won't be good, right? A lot of other people out there who think they can do it better. A lot of other people who think right now they're doing it better. And some of them are right. So we need to answer the question of why buy. Because guys, I got to break this to you. Everybody hates you. Everybody hates us. Car salespeople have an absolutely horrible image. Absolutely horrible, right? Everybody think in your mind. I'll let you go all the way back to the 50s. Anybody that's into classic TV or classic movies, because there's nobody in this room who was alive in the 50s, right? So go all the way back to the 50s up to today and think of just one time in popular culture where automotive salespeople were put in a positive light. What do you got? Nothing. This is what we got. Anybody remember Ted Russell in used cars? We had a Seinfeld reference before from Terry. Everybody give it up for Terry. How good was that presentation? That was fantastic. Anybody remember this episode of Seinfeld? High five, right? For those of you who don't remember, this guy right here is Putty. And Putty was one of these like vagabond type of guys who just happened to be dating Elaine. And then he goes from like construction to, I don't remember his other jobs, but they was like just random ass shit. And then all of a sudden he's selling sobs. This sound familiar? This sound like some of the guys that we share the sales floor with, right? Like they were selling roofing and shingles and stuff like 2 days before. Now they're over here taking ups. And Putty was going to give Jerry the inside deal, right? He was going to give him the insider deal. High five. He just liked the high five throughout the whole thing. And then something happened in the service department with George. He tried getting like a Twix bar out of the machine and it got jammed up. And then one of the service writers or service guys came out and was like, oh, that's my Twix. It's the whole big thing. It caused the whole big disruption. The inside deal got pulled away. And Jerry paid sticker and bought undercoating and rust proofing and like everything in the world. How about this guy? Who can remember that guy's name from the movie? Just the line. And anybody remember his name? Reggie. You remember? Reggie says, what's wrong with you? A baby can understand this. They don't know. You know. You do this for a living. Go to Google and type in, right, car salesman. Guess what comes up? That shit comes up. 99% of people expect buying a car to be a complete hassle, a complete pain in the ass. 99% of people. Is that as good as saying like everybody? So pretty much everybody anticipates the process of buying a car to be a complete hassle and complete pain in the ass. I can make this a little funnier and I can make it even worse. You ready? 44% of people would give up Facebook for a week instead of going to buy a car. Who's addicted to Facebook? Don't lie. Lying's the devil. Put your hands up. You know you are. Who's addicted to Facebook? There you go. That's a little better. The rest of you are still lying. It's all good. 44% of people would rather give up Facebook. How about this one? You ready? Just look at the screen. I don't want to know if you're addicted, okay? I'm not going to go down that road. Chris, of course, puts his hand up. But that's bad. For a week. And it's not all females that answered that. For a week. Bottom line of the whole thing, it was brought up before, right? They don't trust us. Look, let's go back. Look at the way we're portrayed. I didn't even put anything from car dogs up, right? But look at the way we're portrayed. Do you expect people really to trust us? The sins of our forefathers, what I call original sin of the car business, the things that went on years and years ago, the second that you are hired in a car dealership, that very second, and it doesn't matter where you work in the dealership, that second that you are hired and you show up and you walk in the first day, you're stamped with the original sin of the car business. So, what we absolutely, positively, 100% need to do beyond a shadow of a doubt, you get the urgency of this, right? Is to make their perception of us stop. The only way that we can do this is one by one by one by one. One lead at a time, one call at a time, one up at a time, one deal at a time. One by one by one by one. It's the only way that we're going to be able to solve this. The only way that we're going to be able to change it, because the perception is too big and it has way too much momentum behind it. There are people out there right now who are betting on us not doing this. Are they going to lose money? This is where you go, yeah. We're going to make it so that they lose a ton of money, right? One thing we have to keep in mind, the customer already knows. You remember what Reggie said before? They don't know. You know. Nah. We all know that's over, right? The customers know. They know what cars we have in stock. They know what colors we have in stock. They know how much the car costs because we put it right on the friggin' website for them to see. They know what the APR is going to be. They know what their trade is worth. They know. Number one, let's all stop keeping information away from the customer. You're not doing anything good for yourself when you're doing that. Looks like you're trying to hide something. You kind of look like one of those guys. Because the bottom line of the whole thing, only you are for sale. The car is not for sale. Half of you guys are like giving me the thing that your dog does when you make a funny noise in front of him and he goes like that. Half of you guys right now is what. The car is not for sale. You are for sale. You are for sale, not the car. The car that you have on your lot, the black Kia Optima, there's a lot of Kia guys here, right? Let's hear it for Kia. Woo! The black Kia Optima that you have on your lot is the exact same Kia Optima that is down the street. There is nothing special about the car. Nothing. Even the used cars, there's such a glut of inventory right now, and there's going to be even coming up, that even the used cars are not going to be special anymore. And the customers can find more of them. All they got to do is grab their phone and start scrolling through. Car Gurus, you name it, right? There's 5 of them. They can see what's out there. It's not that special anymore. But you are special. You cannot be duplicated anywhere on the face of the earth unless you be a car salesman. You guys get where I'm going with this here now? 3 steps. This is from a dealership perspective and also from a salesperson perspective. Think of this the exact same way. There are 3 steps that I know that will totally turn this on its head and turn it in the other direction. Number 1 is a why buy message. Number 2, an added value message. And then number 3, leveraging customer reviews. Let's dig. Number 1, your why buy message. A lot of times dealers take their why buy message and their added value message and they mix the 2 of them together. And then you know what they make? No message. They make a big mess. They make shit like, we have Wi-Fi in our waiting room. Yeah, no shit you have Wi-Fi in your waiting room. There's Wi-Fi everywhere. And we expect it. Your customers expect it. They expect it, Starbucks coffee in our lounge. Oh my God, really? Wow, yeah. Okay, that's just making the 60 grand want to jump out of my pocket and go to you. Without a doubt. So let's not get the two of these mixed up. Your why by message attacks 100% the emotional aspect. That 99% thing I talked about before? This is where we go directly at it. It's everything that is emotional. It attacks all of the stereotypes. And this is the spot where you make your promises. This is where you talk about how good you are, about what you're going to do. Let me give you an example. Might be a little hard to see, but on your website, every dealership should have a why by message like this. If you call it promise or pledge, whatever. But this is one for Glansman Subaru. It's a dealership in Pennsylvania, one of the largest Subaru dealerships in the entire Philly zone, like top 20 in the country. And you see, it says the Glansman Subaru promise. What's that second arrow say? Simple, straightforward, guaranteed. Customers think that buying a car is going to be complicated. They think that Reggie is going to come out and give you the runaround. And then they think there's going to be bait and switch and all that type of stuff going on. Or the Badger is going to come out. I love the Badger. It's so funny. I can watch those just like for laughs sometimes. That's how fucked up in the head I am. And this is where you say, we promise to respect your time, to never pressure you in any way. All the things that customers think we are going to do, this is where we say we're not going to do them. I know some of you were saying, oh, well, you put that up. Everybody says that. You could go after I'm done right now. Go on 10 of your competitors' websites and tell me if there's something like this that exists on there. Bet you every dollar that both of us got, it ain't there. You put that, awesome question. You put that on your website right under your About Us section on the top. And we throw you a curveball. Take the About section, that drop down, put it first. Not new cars first. Not used inventory first. You put About Us first. Get that message in front of the customer. Make it so that they have to see it. Because trying to keep new car inventory away from a customer that's on your website searching for new car inventory is like trying to keep crack away from a crackhead. They're going to find the inventory. You got a big bar on top for a big inventory search bar. You're not going to detract anybody. But when you put it first, you start to season the experience right from when the customer's on your website. Under that, I'll show you what you should do with the added value message, because you got me on a whole nother thing now. Thank you. Your added value message. This is where everything monetary goes. This is where you talk about saving customers money that has absolutely nothing to do with the deal. And this is where you provide extra value. And you create something that looks like this. Something that says get more for your money. And this is where you list every single point. Things like loaner cars, car washes, roadside assistance. Even if it comes from the manufacturer, it doesn't matter. Put it on the list. If it has value to the customer, put it on the list. Complimentary oil changes, tire rotations, or anything that you can possibly do to relieve a future monetary pressure point from your customer, put it up there now. This also goes under your why buy. And it says something like extras you get at Finlay or wherever. Okay, and then reviews. Because past performance, I shouldn't have put good. Past performance is a great indication of future results. We all know that, what is it, like 70% of customers will go and check out your reviews at least once before they come to the store? Salespeople, if you are not leveraging reviews as hard as you possibly can, you're probably missing out. Over time, you are probably missing out on, my guess is about 25 deals a year. Just from people who check reviews and see your name over and over and over and over again. And are like, I got to buy a car from Bob. Look at this freaking Bob guy. This Bob guy is everywhere. Everybody loves Bob. Oh, can I see Bob, please? My son sells Mercedes-Benz in Jersey. And years ago, when he first got in the business, I told him all this shit. And all he did was fight me. That's it. All he did was fight me. Of left and right, right? Fought me all the time. If he's watching this now on live, he's going to be like, "Arr." But he fought me until I knew that I could just wear him out, right? Like just keep hitting him. And then he started asking for reviews. I made him a little system to try to get more reviews. And then a customer came in blind and asked for him. That was it. Every motherfucker was putting up a review for Frankie after that. Like everybody, the mailman, like everyone was putting up a review. Take these reviews and leverage them on your website. Right next to that why buy message, right next to that added value message, leverage them right there. And make sure, not autofill, not some type of a widget that automatically drops a thing there. Hand pick a review that talks about how easy it was to buy a car, how convenient it was to buy a car. I bought 3 cars from Bobby. He's the absolute best. If it mentions names, it's even better. And leverage them right next to that. Make what you're saying in that why buy message actually become reality. Because perception is reality, right? Perception is reality. You have a why buy message. You have an added value message. Put it up on your thing. Yes. Would I put any negative reviews in there? I would leave negative reviews on the actual, like on Dealer Rater or whatever. I would answer them right away, but I wouldn't put them on the page now. Customer's going to find them anyway if you have them, and you don't really have them, right? But your why buy message, your added value message, put them in the dealership. Salespeople, you get good reviews, print that shit out, put it in a frame and put it right on your desk. You know all those pictures that you take with customers? We'll go into that in a second, right? Why do you hide them? Put them under the blotter on your desk. Let other people see. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good. All that's going to do is make that customer feel more secure about doing business with you because you've helped so many people in the past. Once again, my son now is like, hey, what do you think I can do to like make this better? What do you think I can do for this? Well, how should I design my office? How should I do this? And I told him, stop serving the shitty water. Stop serving the water with the dealer's name on it. Ray Katina hates that because he spends so much money on the water. Go get your own water. Go get better water. Somebody's going to spend 60, 80, 100 grand on a Mercedes. Give them good water. Give them something that they notice. And just when you go to sit down, just take the water out, crack it open, and just hand it to the customer. And then crack one open for yourself, start drinking it. This goes back to when I was taught selling cars. And I was actually encouraged to smoke because my GM felt that if you had a cigarette with the customer at your desk, your closing percentage would go up. Okay? It's true. He did. That's Elio Principato. That's what he says. You should start smoking, Frankie. Why? Your closing percentage will go through the roof. So, have a water with them. Don't ask. Don't say, would you like a water? No. You just get it out. You just assume the close on the water. Get it out. Open it. Here you go. Open one for yourself. Start to drink it. Put it down right next to his. He swears today that has sold him at least 5 cars in the last 2 months. You know the salespeople, you know the pictures that you take with your customers? How many of y'all think those pictures are actually good? Thank you. Nobody lied and put their hand up right there. But can anybody resist a selfie? We just took like how many selfies together here? What, like a good, like maybe 100 in that time? So Chris Bennett sells Infinities down in South Florida. He called me up one day out of Facebook, one of those guys that Matt talks about. He called me up and it was like, oh man, there's got to be more that I can do. There's got to be more I can do. And I look at his Facebook page and he's got all those shitty pictures up, you know, of the customer next to the car, like. But I saw him and his girlfriend, like selfie, 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 selfie. Like, why don't you start taking selfies with your customers? And I swear I could hear his head explode on the other side of the phone. He said, well, how do I do that? And I was like, well, just kneel down in front of the car and take a picture and make sure that you can see the emblem on the hood or the emblem in the grill in between the two of you. And just snap the picture. And then put that up. It's a good picture. The guy will probably share it. The customer will probably share it because it's a good picture of him. And if you want to make it even better, put your thumb up. It's impossible to take a bad picture if you have your thumb up. Give it a try. That guy looks pretty freaking happy, doesn't he? This is an ongoing thing now with Chris. And this guy who buys a car every year in November, and Chris brings it to his house. You notice something else? Ladies, what do you notice in this picture? This lady's, number one, her smile. Look at that. That's not a fake smile. And number two, her Coach bag on the floor. What lady do you know will put her Coach bag on the floor to take a picture with the salesperson? Only somebody who's really happy, right? I'm short on time, so I'll explain why he's holding a block of wood later. So, guys, answer that question. Why should I buy from you? What is it that makes you special? What is it that makes you different? What is it that makes it so that somebody comes in and they randomly meet you? What is it going to take for you to gain that customer's trust and not be putty or not be Kurt Russell? I don't remember his character's name in the movie. Anybody remember? Yeah, it was that long ago. Nobody remembers. Don't be Reggie. Don't be the Badger. Matt, how much time do I have? 2 minutes. Okay. So that's the main thing, guys. All of us, we want to absolutely make sure that we are here in May, right? Matt, next one. We want to make sure that we're here in May. We want to make sure that we're here 2 years from now. We want to make sure that we're here 5 years from now. This is not only a plug for the next conference that we do, okay? But really, I want all of us to be here. Because who was in the business back in 2008? Raise your hand. You remember that shit? How many people did we see in rooms like this in 2006, 2007, 2008 that we don't see anywhere anymore? There's a lot. I want to see each and every one of you at each and every one of these going forward. Not just because I want you to come to the conference, but because I want you to be killing it in the business. That's why. Thank you.
You guys give it up for Frank, would you? Frank J. Lopes, everybody.